Hello everyone. Today we are speaking with Mr. Jitendra Sharma, founder of one of India's biggest electric two-wheeler makers, Okinawa Autotech. So in terms of numbers, Okinawa has more than 90,000 electric scooters on Indian roads. So thank you, Mr. Sharma, for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Let's just start with what kind of impact has COVID had on the overall sales for Okinawa?
If you see, of course, this COVID last year, and then it's come the second wave also come recently these months. Of course, there is an impact to the sales to everyone, not for Okinawa overall. But fortunately, because EV has now is booming up, the market is picking up, so our sale has increased. So we already have a lots of online orders from consumers, and there is already waiting at the dealers, and also because some of the states have locked down. So dealership has not opened, but they are also already taking the bookings from the consumers. So these orders are already lined up, and because some states are already working with the restricted norms, so we are dispatching the vehicles. Also, we are already manufacturing the vehicles also for last 2 months, and still going on. So growth is there, and there is a lots of demand in the market, especially for EV, because the petrol prices has increased. That is one of the criteria. Second thing, of course, is a lots of awareness has come up for the EV, right, especially for two-wheelers and the overall EV industry. So people understand they have lots of benefit if they buy the EV in terms of their running cost, in terms of their incentive which they are getting from central government as well as the state government. Because now state government will also come up with a lots and lots of new incentives and other things also. And at the last, the most important thing is this is giving the latest technology, the future technology, and of course, we are saving the environment. So we are doing some, this is a cause for the society also. So there's a lots of benefit people understand, and now the growth is there and market is increasing. So Okinawa is already picking up, and our sales is increasing gradually.
Okay. In fact, I think we have noticed that in the past year, hyperlocal deliveries and last mile deliveries using the electric vehicles has seen an uptake. So, how is Okinawa planning to cater to this market, and what products do you have in that space?
If you see already this market, of course, EV is a new market, but last for 2 3 years, of course, the market is growing. And in the, if you see last mile delivery or the last mile connectivity, so there are lots of new startup that's coming and new aggregators coming, maybe food delivery or the other things also. Lots of coming companies are coming and they want to use the EV because the running cost is less. So at the end of the day, for their business proposition, they're getting the benefit, they're getting the profit from if they use the EV. So for this, lots of companies are using Okinawa. You name any company in India, almost companies are using our scooters. And because this is a new market now, lots of the companies are in the testing phase also. Because once this testing and everything, they have got the confidence about the EV. Of course, they will, the volume is gradually increase in a very big way. And for by this way, we have launched one our product, especially for the B2B segment, recently on January only, and that product called as Dual, Okinawa Dual. So it will give the all the whatever the requirements of any B2B, whether it's a last mile delivery or the food delivery or anywhere where they use for the Amazon or Flipkart or anything. So the product is designed in such a way it can cater the requirement of all the B2B segment, because we have already designed the special accessories for that product also, Dual. So you can, and it's a payload for more than 200 kg. It can take the load of the vehicle with the product as well as for the rider and the other items also. So it will give the all the requirements, fulfill all the requirements of the B2B customers. And we are getting a lots of inquiry and lots of booking, as well as we already deliver almost more than 2,000 vehicles to the different B2B, as well as it is using in the B2C also. People are using for that, because in a small town where the small shopkeepers and other, it is very you can say useful for them also, just to deliver small, you can say vegetables, grocery items and other things also. So they are using our product for that way also.
Right. And I think it's unique in a way. It has containers on in the front also and in the back also.
Yes, you are right. And the most important other part is that the body of the scooter is almost 90% steel. Okay. So we use a very less numbers of the plastic item, because in the EV, if you see, yeah, plastic is the majority of the parts is used for this in the EV. But in this B2B product, that Dual, we are focused especially because there is a very rough usage of the product when it's used in the B2B. So we understand it will cater their requirement. It is a rigorous product and it will fulfill their requirement in a bigger way.
Right. So, sir, one concern that we hear from everybody in the EV space is the lack of financing options. And this is a major hurdle for people to adopt electric vehicles, whether it's a fleet operation or whether it's for personal use. So, what is Okinawa doing in this area? Do you have any tie ups with financial institutions to ease this process for your customers?
Of course, if you see, I think this was the history. And when we started in Okinawa in 2015 and we launched our first product in 2017, from that year only, we already have a bankers have a tie-up with Okinawa and they are doing the retail financing for our consumer pan India. And fortunately, I think that year we were the first company whose as a EV manufacturer product was financed by the banks. That one of the bank was HDFC, who is the leading bank in financing the retail financing for any two-wheelers in India. So they are already tied up with that. Apart from this, there is a lots of other bankers like IDFC, Axis Bank, and other PSU banks also. And now there's lots of new fintech companies already come up. So they are also financing the product. The best part for the Okinawa is because we are mainly in the high speed product. When these bankers are financing the product for high speed, because there is a number plate is there, registration is there. So there is a no, not an issue for them to finance the product. But when you go for the slow speed, of course, there is no restriction. So there is a lacking for that. But in that case, the fintech companies already come up and they are financing these products to the consumer also. So whatever you have heard in maybe the recently time that products are not financing, I think that is mainly for the slow speed vehicles. Okay. Because they don't have the restriction, and that is the reason the new startup has come. They are buying if they are B2B, they are buying the slow speed vehicles because there is no liability for the restrictions and license requirement, other things. That is the reason. So this is only the part of awareness. Once the people understand which is to be financed easily, which is not to be financed. So if they just categorize it properly, I think there is not an issue for that. And Okinawa is already having lots of banks already on their platform to finance these vehicles.
Okay, right. So I also want to talk about localization component in your scooters. So how easy or difficult is it to find the components like motors, controllers, power electronics parts in India?
If you see, it's not a easy thing. Of course, it has lots of challenges, but it depends upon the OEM how it works and how they can convert these challenges into opportunity. Why I am saying it's opportunity? Because you have to understand the market of the two-wheeler is very big in India. If you see where the IC engine is all together is more than 21 million vehicles sold last year. So market potential is there. So, and in future it's going to be convert of these IC engine to EV only. Electrification of this market is going to happen maybe in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the line. So if we have to see, we have to convince our suppliers because now they are doing this business. They are building for the future. So as of today, Okinawa, we have more than 92% parts localized. We are using our product. And when this FAME2 scheme has come up in India, Okinawa was the first company who got this FAME2 certification in India because our localization pattern was already there. And it's not happened in 1 year. When we started from 2015, we are working on that. And when the government has announced this FAME2 in 2019, we are very easily to do this and achieve this certification of FAME2. And today we have 92%. And this year, the end of this financial year, we are going to happen is 100% local part to be used in Okinawa product.
Okay, so you're saying that you have tie-ups with suppliers who can make the motors, controllers, and power electronic components in India.
Of course. You already testing is already going on. We already in the process of that, and very soon we will declare that Okinawa is going to be the first company who is using 100% localized part. Make in India, made for India.
Right, because if you look at the PMP, the phase manufacturing program, also it is stressing on that except for the cells or the BMS, nothing else can be imported from outside if you want to fall in the realm of the incentives. So I think that is also a push from the policy and the regulatory side to, and also do you think it in the long run, does it give you any cost advantages as well, localizing the components, the powertrain?
Of course, I think there is a wrong myth is happening in the people's mind. If you do the localization part, it's going to be expensive. I think my opinion is totally reversed. if you do the localization, I think your cost of the product, cost of the component is down. The reason, there's a lots of reason behind that. When you're doing the import of the parts, you never know what is the condition is going to happen for the import duties, what is happening in other countries, you don't know anything. And you have to all depends upon your supply chain on the other country. Right. But when you are, and you cannot control the quality parameters also. When there is something went wrong, you have to wait for 2 months, 3 months when the next consignment will come. So when you have doing the localization, you have a good control of the quality, the performance of the component which you are buying. If there is some change happen, if there is some quality issue, you can take the action immediately. It is a saving of the your cost. Even it's not increasing the cost. And by the same time, now the volumes are increasing. It's a business of demand and supply. When the demand is more, of course, the supply is more, the cost is going to down. So even Okinawa has done lots of this because of the localization. We have reduced our cost also. And this benefit we are passing to our customers.
Okay, that's good to know. So we also recently read about a 200 crore investment planned at the Alwar plant that can make up to 5 lakh, 6 lakh scooters in a year. So can you tell us what is the current status of that project and where we are right now?
As we already declared that we are coming with a new facility. And as you talk about the powertrain and other things also. Mm-hmm. So Okinawa is also going to happen to make their own product for the powertrain also to use in the Okinawa product portfolio. So that investment is already in place. And by the end of this financial year, we are happy to announce that we are coming with a new facility of the new scooter facility and the motorcycle facility, which are going to produce with a capacity of 5 to 6 lakhs vehicles in a year in the phase 1. And when we go to the phase 2, down the line, when based on the requirement in the market, it is going to make 1 million vehicles in a year.
Okay. And when do you think the production will start at this facility?
That facility will be start from end of this financial year or the starting of the first quarter of the next financial year.
Okay. So the construction and the setup is already
in the process. Yeah, right.
Okay. Understood. So in terms of new product launches also, is there anything on cards for this financial year?
Yeah, this year we have already planned for 2 models and both the models are high-speed product. One is a long-awaited motorcycle that is Oki 100 that we are going to launch. Second is our high-speed scooter, which is going to launch. So these 2 products are coming in this financial year.
Okay, right. And at the last, what recommendations do you have for the policymakers to give the push? Because we've been talking about electric mobility for a long time now, but given the potential India has specifically for two-wheelers, we haven't seen those kind of numbers happening. You know, if we compare with the ICE vehicles, the numbers are negligible. So what is it that we are missing? What components or what part of policies can be modified to give the necessary push for the take-up of e-mobility?
So if you see as a stakeholder, as OEM manufacturer, and there's a stakeholder from the government side, policymaker, OEM, Okinawa, or the consumer, or the media, suppliers. As a stakeholder, we have to make a policy which is good for everyone. In the one way we are talking about the electrification of this industry, the government is doing from their side. They are doing whatever they can do. But there is 2 or 3 factors which is important for this industry to grow more. One is the awareness of the product, awareness of the good company, awareness of the good performance product. So for this, I think recently government has started the Go Electric campaign by the central government. Same way, like there is another state government has also started this awareness, switch electric in Delhi. This policy has come up and the other state government has also come. So one initiative government is also has to take, and I think they are in the process. All the registration of these high-speed scooters or the motorcycle, it should be no cost actually. This benefit comes up. And whatever the incentive they are giving it is okay. I think in the initial phase, just to boost this industry, it is fine. But if you see in the ICE engine, there is no incentive as such, but the volume is 21 million. The reason behind that, because people understand it's a performance vehicle, they will cater their requirement. By the same time, electric vehicle has to be performance vehicle, which can match the performance of the ICE engine. Then only this market can grow. So for that, I think as a policymaker, the government, I think slow speed vehicle, which is running on the road of the India, I think these products are spoiling the name of the electric vehicle. There's a reason behind that, because some of the companies, they are coming in the night and they just do the business, they do the assembling of the vehicles, and they just after 3-4 months, they vanish. So this brings the bad name to the industry about the electric vehicles. So because if you see in the IC engine, there is no slow speed vehicles. So why in the EV slow speed vehicle is required? If you want to go slow speed, cycle is the best option for that. So we should be, if you want to match the IC engine market, we have to go in that way. The product should also match with the IC engine. So we should only focus for the high speed product. There is a lots of benefit for that. Like of course the incentive is already, the FAME is only for the high speed product. Same way the registration cost will be zero. Same way the volume is going to have high, and the people have confidence. The consumer is going to have the confidence that these product can match the performance of the IC engine. Then only they will go for it. And this high speed product have the long range also, because the people should always think that once they go out from their home, they can come back. Right. So we have to focus on the one parameter, which is high speed, which can match the performance, which can match with the IC engine. Then only this market will grow. So this policy maker have to think how they can stop this type of slow speed vehicle, which are coming maybe for 6 months by one company, and after 6 months, this model got vanished. This is not anywhere. So we have to focus that area. I think this market can grow like anything.
Right. So do you think the low speed two-wheelers, less than 25 kilometer per hour, 250 watt motor, is that a category we need at all, or can we do away with it?
I think in the long way, it's not required. It's not mandatory. Why it is required? Because as in today, if you actually see 25 kilometer, if 2 person will sit on that, so I think they cannot cater the requirement of the scooter or the motorcycle. Because in India, when we born from last 100 years, we only seen the petrol and the diesel engines, okay? And they have the powerful engines. So they can move from one city to another city. So as a human being, because this vehicle is for the family vehicles, we have to ride as a complete family also. Sometimes husband, wife, children also ride on the vehicle. When you use this low speed vehicle, it is not good made for them actually. So India is a mass market. If you want to talk about the volume, you have to think about the mass.
Right.
I think the best option is only the high speed, which will cater the requirement of IC engine, and which is a good option for the consumer to buy for EV. Go for EV, not for IC engine.